So what's the worst case scenario for Dog in Mexico? We're going to get the answer when Larry King Live continues.
Chaos, commotion, and cuffs. A familiar scene for Dog and his crew. Only this time, the surprise raid is on them. All three bounty hunters are arrested for the alleged illegal capture of fugitive and convicted rapist Andrew Luster. Back then, Dog and his men posted bail, left Mexico, and thought their long nightmare was over. But now, 3 years later, as Dog is driven away in cuffs, he thinks maybe this is all a bizarre setup.
We're back with Dwayne Dog Chapman, bounty hunter, Beth Chapman, bounty hunter, and his life partner. And we're now joined by Bill Bollard, the attorney for Dog Chapman. All right, at this point, where does he stand legally?
Well, legally, we have taken an appeal from Judge Pineda's original charge, which is a single crime under the Jalisco Penal Code of deprivation of liberty. It's a minor charge.
That he'd be extradited?
Yeah, and then they brought that to the United States, and in Honolulu, they arrested him, and there's a charge pending there, a case that I'm working on with Attorney Brooke Hart on the extradition. But in Mexico, we've got a hearing starting on Monday with the federal court, where for the first time the federal court will take a look at all of these charges, and it's our hope that if we're successful, of course, that these charges will be dismissed. But we have a fight on our hands.
Tough?
Yeah, it's tough. And you know,
because are they in the right, in a sense?
Well, you know what? I fully believe in the innocence of these people. The Chapmans did everything they were supposed to do. And in fact, had this been resolved back then and they hadn't received the information they had from the attorney then, this could have been resolved in moments. But because it was let go based on bad advice, and we think actually bad advice with a motive now, the attorney wanted them to be also, as Dog said, he later called looking for money. And he said, if you don't pay me, things are going to get worse. And sure enough, they've gotten worse.
Will you attend the hearing, Dog?
So far, right now, Bill Bollard has said it where I don't have to attend the hearing, but I'm, very in close contact with Mexico.
Best and worst case scenario. Best, they dismiss?
Best case, they dismiss. The extradition case goes away.
Worst?
Worst case scenario is that they have to stand trial in Puerto Vallarta on the single charge of deprivation of liberty. It carries with it a sentence range of 6 months to 4 years.
So Dawn could, if it all carried out the worst, go to prison in Mexico?
Yes, it could.
How do you feel about that, Dog?
Oh, well, if I'm voting no, absolutely.
Me too.
I wouldn't, I don't think, prison is prison no matter where you're at. And a bounty hunter is not well received in any prison ever. So I wouldn't, I vote no.
You said, Bill, that people connected with Andrew Luster have tried to influence this case.
Yeah.
One, why?
Well,
he's back in prison for 124 years. What does it matter?
Yeah, but listen, there are people that are motivated by vengeance. We have come across them repeatedly. I've been in Mexico almost nonstop for the past 8 weeks, Larry. And we have come upon them. The court officials have told us they've been there. They check out everything we file. They shadow our every movement. There are people motivated by vengeance, which is a strong motive, and also jealousy, that want to see him in jail. Frankly, in my opinion, his physical safety couldn't be guaranteed in Mexico right now.
We have an email from Kim in Fairborn, Ohio. Has this situation changed your feelings about our justice system?
Not our justice system. I mean, we're not being judged by our justice system.
Mexican justice system.
No, I was in Mexico jail, and I know the Mexico justice system. And if you prove to the Mexico justice system that you had a reason and you dealt with it right, they're human beings. I mean, and I'm not just saying that. I was there. I saw it in work. I have confidence and faith in it.
Can you argue in a Mexican court?
I can be there as a consultant, and they accept argument from me frequently. But let me say this. We have every faith and confidence that we're going to get a fair shake, a fair trial. We put our trust and confidence now in the federal Mexican judicial system. I've worked with it many years under the Federal Judicial Council, and we expect a fair shake.
So you're expecting to be extradited, though?
No, actually not. We expect to resolve the problem in Mexico so that extradition never has to take place.
Some people complain about Congress doing nothing, but Dog Chapman's definitely not one of them. Find out why when we come back.
Dog, Leland, and Tim say they are separated and placed in cells near the worst of the worst offenders.
I was put in a cell where You know, if you could imagine what Hannibal Lecter went through, except for the collar, just like that, where you got to put your hands outside this little mail thing and keep cuffed. Everywhere you walked, you're cuffed, you're stripped down, it's like unbelievable.
We're back with Dog Chapman and Beth Chapman and their attorney Bill Bollard. We're joined now in Denver, Colorado, with Representative Tom Tancredo, Republican of Colorado. He and 28 other members of Congress have sent a letter to Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice asking her to deny Dog's extradition to Mexico. Why, Congressman?
Because I believe that we should never have responded to it. So, I mean, it was amazing to me when I first saw this whole thing and first read about it, that we were responding to Mexico's request so aggressively, so willingly, so quickly. I mean, especially it was a request to bring back somebody, to extradite somebody from the United States for a crime that was really a misdemeanor, which is not something we would usually do. We are asking, why are you doing it in this case? I mean, look at all the facts that have just been laid out, I think very clearly by both Mr. Chapman, Mrs. Chapman, and their attorney. And you have to say to yourself, why would the United States, the Department of State, spend the time, energy, and effort getting involved with this thing? And
have you heard from the Department of State?
Interestingly, today we got a call from the Department of State saying that the letter is on the Secretary's desk. It's being prepared. That's all I know. It's been a while, but it takes them a while to get back to us on these things.
We have an email question from David in Pasadena, California. I wrote a bunch of letters to help support Mr. Chapman and his family. Do you think the fan effort can help in this situation? Let's go around. Do you think so, Dog?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Beth?
Absolutely. We have 225,000 names on an online petition already, Larry. Absolutely. The fans are the key.
Absolutely. I mean, your show actually is watched. I lived in Mexico for 3 years, and we watched you there. So this and any other effort by the fan base reaches ears in Mexico.
You say in your letter to Secretary Rice, Congressman, it seems that Mexican authorities are pressing this case only because they're so stung by the embarrassment of failing where Mr. Chapman succeeded. You agree?
Well, of course, that is still a possibility, but I must say that I agree with the attorney there that elevating this to the federal level, judiciary in Mexico, is a very good thing. And I want to congratulate Mexico in this regard, because I am putting more faith in the system there than I have in the past, and certainly I've been critical of Mexico in many ways. But I'm glad to see what they are doing, and I'm glad they're seemingly handling this in an unbiased and fair fashion. That's what I want to see continue. There are so many convoluted reasons why this may have all come together, and why, in fact, Mr. Chapman finds himself in this situation. I'm not sure what has caused it, but I'm telling you this, that the fact that there are hundreds of thousands of people around this country who are concerned about his welfare and concerned about how the State Department handles this can do nothing but help. But I want to make sure that Mexico understands that I am not being critical of them at this particular juncture. I think what they're doing is good. I'm hoping for the best for them.
Do you think capturing it now, Dog, was worth it? Was it worth it to get lusted with all you've gone through?
Well, if it turns out, I've got to be honest, absolutely.
No matter how it comes out.
You know what? What may be, may be. I believe that there is a God, and just like my congressman just said, there's some reason for this. And if I have to be the poster child to get both these countries together and get it where these criminals can't run from here or run from there, I'll be the guy.
If everything comes out okay, will you bounty hunt in Mexico again?
I'd let my lawyer answer that question, sir.
Should he say no?
Well, you know something.
We got 30 seconds.
Well, 30 seconds. It can be done the right way. We're working with a lawyer in Mexico City, Enrique Gondara, with Brooke Hart in Honolulu. We have a team together. I think we're going to solve these problems. I've got a client who's innocent, and we plan to prove it.
And Congressman, the letter's on her desk.
Yes,
That's
it is.
a step forward, ain't it?
I'll be interested to see exactly what she says to us.
You keep us posted. Thank you so much, Congressman Tom Tancredo. Thank you, Bill Bollard. And thank you, Dog and Beth Chapman.
Thank you, Larry.